Hi, I'm Elizabeth with Edible Effects, and today we're gonna make an edible eyeball. I got the inspiration to do the eye from working on a show. I was creating edible fake drugs using different things and having my agar stick on all of my appliances. To clean them, I actually started peeling it off, and when I peeled it off, it mimicked an eye.
I don't have any specifications on vegetarian or anything, so I'm gonna use good old gelatin. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a little gelatin mixture, cook it real quick.
When I make the eye, I make it in a couple stages. I make the eyeball, and then I make the iris, and then the pupil.
When you talk about an eye, you're talking about a specific shape. Now, a specific shape requires a very precise mold to give you that even. So what I'm gonna try today is I'm gonna use my melon baller, and this is, I think it's about the size of an eye, right?
I found for the shapes of the eye, I realized that the melon baller was a perfect round. It was perfectly round. Your measuring cups that are round, they're actually not quite round because the bottom is slightly flattened so it doesn't roll.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna put them in the freezer real quick, and then we're gonna see what they look like, all right?
When I filled whatever I need to fill and I put it in the freezer real quick, I do it because I'm speeding up the process. I'm just saying I don't want to wait.
I let them sit. I mean, you want them to at least sit for 3 minutes, minimum. So I go in and I take it out and I just check it. So it's got bounce to it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is now, I'm gonna start on the pupil. So again, I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna do the whole gelatin process again with even less water because I'm only doing a pupil. And when you're looking and you're saying, oh my God, the pupils are so big. It's all right. Gelatin, you can mold, you can cut them. So since these are like this, I'm gonna let them sit like this to cool down because they're such a small amount. And now I'm going to take them out. But you have to remember, when you're dealing with something this small, the heat in my fingertips will cause this to melt. I don't want to touch it with my hand. So I'm gonna have to use something to come in here. So that is our first start at a pupil.
And coming up with the color for the eye, the green food coloring is very bright and it's not realistic for an eye. So I went with matcha because your matcha is more your duller, darker green, which is more realistic for an eye color.
So now what I'm gonna do is cut proportionally the iris to the pupil or the pupil to the iris, whatever one, but they gotta go along with each other in size. And this is what we have, the start of a pupil. So what I'm gonna do with this one, since I don't have something that's perfectly circle, by hand, I'm gonna trim the iris. I don't know if you can see it. There is a little hole. So now I'm gonna pick it up and see if I can put it in there.
So when I make the two parts of the eye and I connect them, I will mark the inside of the eye to create a rough surface. So when you apply that second piece of gelatin, you quickly mash it together. And in mashing it together and then allowing it to set, those rough parts kind of like fit that little grooves into each other and create a grip.
And again, once this adhesive dries, I'll be able to play around with it more. Once it dries, it's gonna be solid.
If you want to, you can put some red little veins around the back of the eye.
Your eye has little blood vessels. So now we're gonna try to see if we can create just some blood vessels. Very light, we wanna keep it very simple, but once we complete this, then we're gonna leave it alone and we're gonna let it sit.
After you put the eye together and it's set put it in the fridge, wrap it. When you work with gelatin or agar, it dries out. You have got to wrap it and you've got to put it in the fridge.
So this is my eye, and what I want to do is, to make that eye shine, I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable glycerin.
Yeah, the eyeballs, I put vegetable glycerin. It shines, it's like your, eye drops.
So here we go. I'm Elizabeth Grove, and this is Edible Effects.
I'm Elizabeth with Edible Effects, and I just want to tell you, I love you. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching.